Hey folks, I'm Zloz Hour. You're at my studio in Hollywood with my good friends, Nylon Pink. And get ready for another underground cut of the Zloz Hour. Hey folks, Zloz Hour here. You all know who she is. I think that's a good thing. Sandy Martin, my beautiful co-host. And guess who we have sitting next to me here? My little baby brother, Mr. Wonderful himself, Zakk Wylde.
First off, don't ever point at me and don't ever put your hands out like that again. Next, let's move on with this thing.
What's up, darling?
I'm doing good. What are you doing?
You made it finally. You're right on time, though.
Yes.
Just 4 hours late.
I always enjoy the Thanksgiving traffic.
That's
okay.
Good. Well, you didn't.
You always plan these things perfectly.
Well, you did. I knew if I told you it was the day before Thanksgiving, you wouldn't make it. So I had
Barb's pregnant. Thanksgiving Day practice. You know,
Barb's
traffic.
wait. Barb's pregnant.
No, last time when we were having, every time we had the kids, you plan a photo shoot around that.
Well, that's okay. I got good timing.
Perfect.
So what's up, Mr. Zakk?
Nothing, man.
Brother?
We just got done doing the Black Label Berserkers with the Clutch guys and the Children of Bodom guys and 2 Cent guys, which was way cool. All super cool guys. The crew.
How many bands were there? 4?
Yeah, it was 4 of us all together. So no, but it was very cool. It was just a traveling brotherhood. Everything was cool, man.
Great. How was it touring after the time off?
No, it was just ended the other day.
Yeah.
So
You just finished Saturday in San Francisco?
yes, and then it was just on to love making with the warden.
Yeah.
With the warden?
Yes, my
was
back's
she up there with you?
is killing me right now. So, yeah.
Did you go Annihilator after the show, or did you have to wait till you got home?
She was bathed in conquest.
Okay, good. You sent me some of the photos. Should I share them with the public?
No.
Yes, I've got them.
I'm going to do that. So what's going on? You know what? So how long has it been since you've had a drink? Over a year now, right?
Yes, it's been over a year.
That's very good, all right?
But I've shifted my emphasis towards the crack cocaine light.
That's okay.
Good,
I thought you were just shooting junk.
No, it's just half the calories with the specific crack cocaine.
So how's that working out for you?
Very good. I feel very slim and girlish.
Good.
I feel very good.
Still
Very
got your
rock.
little petite figure?
Yes, my 70s rock figure.
All right.
It's dialing in every day.
So you basically stopped drinking because you had a little bit of a health issue pop up on you for a while?
No, the thing that really put me into a deep depression is the fact that I have a mustard stain here on my
I get those.
my sweatshirt.
I usually have coffee stain. What do you
That's what drove me over the edge. But
Where's that from? What is that, a mustard?
Barbara Ann was very particular about me wearing this. She said, I want to look presentable, so to make sure you don't have the mustard.
Well, as you see, I dressed up for you too.
Yeah,
Actually, it's the fact that the German side of me, the crowd side of me.
Yeah.
I just blew a load that went on my chest.
Well, as long as
I forgot to wash it off.
you just missed getting in your beard there. That looks
Well, I
like.
condition with it as well. It is fortified with protein.
So,
And that's why everyone always says, "Gee, Zakk, your hair smells terrific."
That's okay. Well, you look like you're in good shape to me. I haven't seen you for a couple months.
Let me see your hands. Wow, you're clean now.
No, they're actually.
Remember last time I saw you, they were covered in dirt for like a week?
That's how I came out of the womb.
Well, wait. What album was it that we shot here? Hangover Music?
We shot Hangover Music here, and then we also did the other shoot for Shot to Hell.
No, we didn't do that here. That was at the bar.
Hangover Music was here.
You remember Zakk, my son, was here? And
Yeah.
Remember when we
little
lit?
guy.
Remember we lit that bonfire in the middle of
We had it going on right here.
Anyway, so we did Hangover Music here. The photos. That lasted a whole week. That photo shoot.
Well, I think, was I on exile?
You don't remember? You were like in another. I think we're having some marital
Exile from
problem.
Barb Street?
Yeah, exile from. Okay, let's talk about the new record. Forget Hangover Me. That's all.
Well, yeah, but we had a good time.
Yeah.
Well, we had a great time, but the point I was getting to, we were sitting right here and right down here on the floor. I forgot what led to that, but we took all the props and everything, and we lit that fire, and we had the flames coming up to about this high that day. Do you even remember that?
Yeah, me and R.A. tried pushing you into the flames.
Yeah,
Just get it over with.
yeah. You wanted some charred broiled
And,
Zloz.
it was a celebration. It was going to be a celebration at the end for.
Well, that was a celebration. We actually pulled through that whole shoot because you weren't doing too good in that period of time.
Oh,
Like you said, exile from Barb Street.
Yeah, from Barb Street.
My little baby sister. Thank
Yes.
God. Well, were you guys even talking? I don't think so.
No, yeah, we always are. You know,
Okay.
because she'd be yelling at me. You know, I yell back.
Yeah, I was married at one time. I was married at one time too, right, Zakk? Isn't my kid Zakk? So. Hey, speaking of that, hold on, Zakk, come here for a sec. Here, we're gonna bring something on. We have a prop for you.
Go ahead.
Come
what do
on,
we
wake
got?
up.
Let him hold it.
Yeah. Here, this is my son, Zakk's Zloz Hour, who I named after the great
Little
Zakk
commando.
Wylde.
Yeah, this is that.
Now, who is this?
Commando.
That's good. Come here, give me Commando.
That was during that photo shoot,
That-
right?
Yeah.
Doing
yeah.
hangover music?
No.
No,
When
but
did we
wait,
get
that was-
This
Commando?
was the other exile.
Yeah,
this was the other
is exile
exile.
from Barb #2.
Barb Street
You
2.
came over at 1 o'clock in the morning. Him and I were having dinner with some other people. You walked in with the little baby, and it
Yeah,
looked like a
with the
rat.
Commando.
Commando.
Well,
Well, we
He
went
was-
down. We went down to the
Beverly Center.
Beverly Center to go, you know, just see where the dogs were. And me and RA went down there, and then and we did. We saw this guy sitting there, and he was shivering and shaking,
Yeah.
and he was beyond
And
terrified.
his ear was fucked up.
Oh, he was all messed up, but I
Yeah.
mean, he was just shivering and shaking, just staring at us.
Sort of like he's
And it
doing
was
right
like-
now.
It was like, dude, save me, somebody please save me. So we just looked at him and we were like, dude, we gotta get him, man. So yes, we ended up getting a little dude. So he's been torturing Neil
He's
ever
been
since.
tortured.
So,
And he's still not potty
actually,
trained.
there was a reason why we got the little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the reason?
To torture you.
Yeah. Well,
Hold him up so everyone could see
hold
him.
on. Can you guys see Commando?
Commando.
Look at him. Do we look alike? So, but I like the original story better. I come home and I see Zakk. He doesn't remember probably, but I come home and he's staying at my house because he was in exile from Barb World #2. And he was staying on my couch for about, probably a week and a half. And I come home on a Monday night and I walk in, hey, Zakk, hey, Father Zloz. I'm like, Zakk, where's my cat? Oops, I wonder if Bong was watching. Where's Ruby? Oh, she's in there. Well, why is she in there? The door's closed. She can't eat and piss or anything. I'm like, he goes, I got to show you what I got. And before I knew it, I looked on the floor and I saw this thing about this big. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Is that a ferret? Is that a rat? What is it? I mean, oh, we got to tell you what happened. Me and RA, we went to the Beverly Center and we saw this dog and it was shaking and it was shivering and its ear was messed up and all the other dogs were picking on it. So we knew no one was going to take this dog. So we rescued it. I'm like, you rescued it from the Beverly Center? I'm like, how much did you rescue it for?
$2,000.
Oh, $2,500. And I'm like, so anyway, great. So next day we all were hanging. Sandy was there that night, and we're all eating oysters and stuff like that. So the next day he wakes up. Father Zloz, guess what? I can go home today. I'm like, Zakk, what are you gonna do with that dog? He goes,
No, he just walked out.
no. He's like, I don't know. Leave it with you. You didn't sleep over. You weren't there.
No, but that's what you told me. He just walked out and left the dog there.
No, so he did leave the dog there, and it's been mine ever since. Well, 2 weeks later, the dog got gravely ill because it's a Beverly Center dog. It's probably a product of its brother and sister, you know, doing something together that brothers and sisters
Like you.
Yeah, well, no, me and my yeah, you mean my sister Sandy? So anyway,
Oh, it's all in the family.
It's all incest on
2
the
weeks
show.
after he left, his dog got gravely ill. That was $1,800 for the vet, and then he got an ear infection that was $400.
Yeah, so
and
thousands of dollars
Yeah,
later.
thousands of dollars. Been to the dermatologist. He's even got a little skin rash here. See that? Look. See that little rash he's got here? So
I thought
gotta-
that was a hickey you gave him.
No, I think Sandy's been working on him. So. And then he's got eye
Okay.
goober. Look at his eyes. See his eyes? I got to take him back to the vet for his eye goobers. Just like his dad, huh?
So Zakk, the new record.
The new record,
is awesome.
darling.
Yes.
Awesome. And it's doing really well.
And the crazy thing about this album, I have a major lawsuit going with Led Zeppelin right now.
For what?
Jimmy Page, this album, this new Order of the Black album,
Right.
they played this album backwards. The whole Led Zeppelin 4 album is on this record. I wrote this album when I was 2 years old. I was born in '67. I wrote this album in '69.
My
Right
favorite
before
number.
Led Zeppelin 4 came out. So it's just a crazy coincidence.
It's a crazy coincidence.
So Jimmy's not happy?
No, I don't think the world is happy.
The world's not happy.
But anyways, yeah, just, you know, I'm going to sue the pizza guy as well. That's next.
Yeah, I think you
What
should.
did he do?
Steve.
I heard that he makes pizza. That's good enough
Makes some
reason.
pretty good pizza.
No, and he claims it's from he claims it's New York style pizza.
And, well, you seem to do pretty good
Yeah,
over there.
yeah.
No, just for any reason whatsoever. I don't want to work anymore, okay? I just want to sue people. Okay.
I know a lot of people who make a living doing that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I figured I'd give it a shot. But anyway, so no. But the new album, no, we're, like you said, the album went into the charts at number 4, and then it went number 1 on the hard rock charts or
Yeah.
whatever. So no, everything's going cool. We're gonna get ready to start touring over in Europe in February, and then after we do Europe, we're going over to China. And that's the first time we're bringing a band over there, so that's gonna be way
Great.
cool.
How about
And then,
Thailand?
We'll probably be hitting all your favorite places.
Yeah.
My
So we won't get into that, but anyway.
Yeah,
so
we won't get into that.
No, 'cause he enjoys the pizza over there.
Yeah.
So
The pizza or the piece?
yeah, the pizza.
Oh,
But anyways, yeah. So no, we're looking forward to that, and then we're just gonna keep touring and touring and touring.
Nice.
So right now with the album. So
Your song January, someone wanted me to ask you, this Noah chapter from West Virginia, what inspired the lyrics on that song?
oh, to January. Actually, my father passed away in January, so that's why I wrote that song.
Oh, okay.
It was almost a year. It was less. January.
Yeah, it was actually my father passed away when President Obama got inaugurated.
And your birthday's in January, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
See, I remember. I don't remember the exact
7.
date.
Well, whatever, I just tell Barb every day is my birthday.
That's
you know?
okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Uh-oh, Commando's looking at his
Oh,
dad.
he's like, don't let Zakk
That's it,
take
exactly.
me home.
He took a little bit of my crack cocaine light. He's just chilling.
I think
Yeah.
he needs it. He's falling asleep. We're so boring.
No, so I have some questions. Being with Ozzy for 20 years, how do you
Yes.
think rock and metal have changed since that time?
So when I first came in,
Yeah.
I started with the boss. No, with Oz, I guess, from '87 to now. Well, I mean, it's got to
Changing.
evolve and it's got to change. I mean, it's just like, you look when the '50s stuff was going down, when you had Chuck Berry and then Elvis and everything like that, and the Everly
Right.
Brothers. I mean, without that, you wouldn't have the Beatles. I mean, when the Beatles
Right.
first started, they were like the Everly Brothers, you know what I mean, with the harmonies and the whole thing, So, but then it evolved into
Chuck Berry.
it started. Well, the Stones came in, and the Stones were doing Chuck Berry stuff. I mean, they all
Right.
came from the '50s and the early '60s. When the Stones and the Beatles, like '62 and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, it started evolving into, the amps started getting bigger and things started
Right.
getting louder, and and then you had pedals and effects and just like,
Well, what
which
do you
is
think
all.
as
I mean,
far-
which is awesome. I think it's great. When you look at timelines, and I love the history of just aside of music, but I mean just like history in general, where you just like see how the timelines
Right.
between how things change and evolve. It's just awesome, I mean, so like, it'd be boring if it stayed the same all
Oh,
the time
yeah.
anyway. So I mean, and then
And
you had,
the business side of it too. How, when you think of rock and metal 20 years ago as opposed to today.
no, I think like when you look at the business. I mean, the business end of it, it's always been there. Whether you own a pizza store or a burger stand or a hot dog stand. I mean, it's just like the music business. I mean, I remember Ozzy said the first time he really realized what merchandise could do was when he went and saw Elvis at the LA Forum.
Right.
In like '75, it was just like anything you could put Elvis on was in. He said Zakk did like a 30-minute set, and that was the show.
Right.
He said he came out, sang a couple songs, and Elvis has left the building, and it's like buy a T-shirt on the way out or a hound dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but
When you have the chapters, you have the Texas chapter, you have the West Virginia chapter.
all over the
I've never
world.
seen anything like it. I mean, in each state you have these chapters. Nobody else has something like that. Was that something you decided to do? I mean, you have AC/DC cover bands, but you have them in every
I just always
state.
thought it was, growing up, it was like out in Jersey, next door neighbors, the Smiths, they had 6 boys and 5 girls, and yes, they're Catholic as well, so you don't have to ask. But no, I remember the summer, the pool parties over there would be amazing, because the age differences were, like my age, I'm 43 now, it was like George Jr. was 44, and Scotty, who I hung out with, was the same age as me, was like 12 years old. So that was the age difference between the brothers and,
Right.
and the sisters. So, but those are Scott's older brothers were the ones that I'd always hear. You'd hear Leonard Skinner, the Allman Brothers, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin,
Right.
Elton John, Bad Company. And, I think his older brother, Dougie, was the one that was like a huge Deadhead. And all his buddies would come over, and you know they'd all have the tie-dye on or Dead stuff on. You know, Grateful Dead. You know, it's bigger than a band.
Yeah.
It's a mindset, a lifestyle.
Thing.
Yeah. So, but I always thought it was like super cool. It's just like they'd all get together in Jersey from like Boston, Philadelphia, New York, Staten Island. You know, like they were all buddies. But the thing that brought them all together was the band. And I just always thought that was like the coolest thing. You know, it was just like, oh, Doug, this is my buddy Andy. He's been my, you know. He was the best man at my wedding, and it's like, how'd you meet him? Oh, I met him at, you know, we were all in a bar. We had tie-dye T-shirts on, we were all deadheads, and we all just became buddies since then. And I'm like, you know, you didn't go to school with him or nothing. It's like, no, he lived in another state. We just ran into each other because we were huge. The band brought us together. You know? So I just always thought that was like the coolest thing. So you know, that's just, then pretty much, you know. With Black Label, it's bigger than a band. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than a band. It's a mindset and everything like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, from the attire, the crew, to.
Well, I just always say, you know, like Black Label, we don't have fans. It's fams. You know, it's one gigantic family. Man. So you know, if you run into somebody with the Black Label stuff on, you know, you can see them in a bar in Seattle. You just walk in there. Yeah, well, instantly you just have an immediate, you know, bond with somebody, and you just hang out, talk. It's just like, dude, when'd you end up meeting Joe or whatever? It's like, oh, I met him on the Mafia tour or something. You know, it's just like, I mean, that's a cool thing.
I mean, lyrically, seems like you just pull your audience in. How important is that to you? When you're writing,
well, you know, I mean,
what you feel, or do you think of your fans?
Yeah, you know, everyththing that we're into. I mean, it's just like, you know, chicks, hot cars, you know, and partying, man. You know.
Yeah. What inspired Stillborn? That's my favorite song. In This River and Stillborn are two of my favorite songs. And what inspired the lyrics for Stillborn?
Same thing, man. Hot chicks, hot cars, man.
So rock and roll.
And drugs and alcohol, man.
You don't do any of that anymore.
No, Flintstones chewables, that's about it. But anyway,
Well, are you drinking O'Doul's?
Yeah, I'll drink the O'Doul's when we go out to, you know, Hooters or whatever, you know, sports bars.
Everybody says if you drink about 20 of those, you can't get drunk.
Maybe it's the carbonation
most of the time, I'm either, you know, like I said, you know, it's either coffee with a dash of, you know, crack cocaine light and, you know, and water, you know, then, you know, non-fat milk. So, you know,
You know what's funny? One thing, I don't know if you remember, but when you were staying at my house, one thing I realized, all the policemen love Zakk. I mean, I was at your show once. Remember my buddy Donovan? You've met him here.
Yeah.
So I met him at the Wiltern one year. He was hanging out there with Jeff, and I got introduced. And now Donovan comes here about 3-4 times a week, and we hang and stuff. But once me and you and Rob, we were like all drunk and belligerent in the alley.
Maybe you guys were. I never have.
Oh, not you. Well, you know, you never got drunk, but we were trying to keep up with it.
I'm a good Catholic boy, man. Now keep going.
But we were lifting. Remember, you guys were lifting up that big, like 5.
Oh, that's broke now. Don't worry about it. We'll buy you another one.
So, Commando, I need a new phone.
As long as you didn't drop Commando.
So we were in the alley, and we're all drunk and belligerent, and you and Rob are lifting up that big trash chute, and all of a sudden the cop car pulls in the alley and puts the lights on. Hold it, you guys. What are you doing? Hold it right there. Don't move. Hey, aren't you Zakk Wylde, dude? I love you. All the policemen that I know love you.
I
mean, well, we, you know, law enforcement and the military, so, you know.
Well, that's good.
So
I mean, that's a good.
Roll with all the guys, so, you know, and they're all super cool, man. So.
Well, have you ever gotten into trouble where the cop showed up and it was like, hey, it's Zakk, and then, you know.
No, I helped make arrests.
Well,
exactly.
Well, yeah. So.
Well, Zack's just like you. He doesn't put anyone above. You treat everyone the same.
Yeah, well, I'm an undercover, you know, narcotics division.
Yeah, like me.
And that's why after this, you're going to jail.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. So, Sandy.
That's right. We can talk about that on every
show.
And you?
It's prostitution. Okay, now let's keep moving.
So we were talking about Randy. How did he affect you or inspire you, or when did you? I mean, you were what, a kid when he was playing
St. Rhodes
with Ozzy.
Randy. No, just I was just, well, obviously because I'm a huge Ozzy fan, you know, Sabbath and everything like that.
Right.
So when the thing, you know, when Ozzy left Sabbath and, you know, it's like, oh, Ozzy's starting his own band and this and that, yada, yada, yada. It was just like, oh man, do you hear Ozzy's new guitar player and everything like that, you know? Because at that point, it was just right when I first started getting into guitar, you know, and we were just like, oh my God, he's the best, you know. It's just like, you know, you had Eddie Van Halen, and then all of a sudden, you know, because Eddie was just, forget about it, it was game over. So it was lights out when Eddie came out, and then it was just like, you know, it was like, you know, Eddie was salt, and, you know, I mean, he was pepper, and Randy was, you know, he was salt, you know what I mean? You had salt and pepper there, so you had the two amazing guitar players, you know what I mean? So it's just like, no, it was just awesome. Like how Ozzy always says, like the Beatles was such a magical time for him. For me, you know, between Sabbath and Zeppelin, and then, you know, Eddie Van Halen, and then, you know, Randy Rhoads comes along. So, you know, for me, that was just like an awesome time, you know what I mean?
Right.
I was like 14 years old, you know what I mean? So it's just like, all he got is music, and that's about it, man, you know what I mean? And that's when I really started getting serious about playing, you know? That's why I was like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. And what was your first guitar that you played on?
Just a, you know, cheap acoustic, or just, you know, I mean, it just, you
Someone
know,
asked me to
you know,
ask you that.
Nobody
so.
starts off with a Gibson Les Paul,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
of course.
So it's just like,
So was it a little piece of shit?
yeah, it's a piece of, you know, POS.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. I have pause.
You better
Just
patent
like my
that.
car, you know what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah.
So then Randy's gone, and then Brad Loverboy Gillis took over for
Brad was awesome too.
Brad was great,
Brad
but
came
he-
in, he was killer. Brad's a killer.
But he was temporary. I mean, they knew all along he was just filling in.
Well,
And
he
they
had
got
the Night
Jake,
Ranger thing going
Yeah.
on, so it was just like, but I mean,
which went on to be fairly humongous.
they were massive. So I mean, and Jeff Watson's an amazing guitar player too. So then, but I saw him with Bernie Torme even before Brad came into the picture.
Right. Well, how long was Bernie?
Well, we had-
Someone asked me about him. Said
He was
this guy
just in-
played after Randy, and I'm like, I never.
He
heard
was in
of
there for a brief amount of time, but I mean, it was just like we saw him, and they opened up with Over the Mountain. You know, like that's a true test if you could play any Randy stuff. You know, what I mean? 'Cause
So he was
killer
good?
Guitar solo. He was great. I mean, you know, it's just like we were like, oh my God, you know, he did an awesome job. And Bernie
So
Torme
what
was
happened to
awesome.
him?
Well, it was a temporary thing anyways, because he has his own band, and he told, you know, he told Mom and he told Oz, you know, I was reading about it. He said basically, you know, I'll fill in for a bit, but I have my own band as well.
Right.
What band was he in?
Don't
Don't
I think this
snore.
little band called Led Zeppelin or something like that. But anyway, so
You mean is that Jimmy Page's real name, Bernie Torme?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
now
and
we
I'm
know
suing
the-
him too.
Okay.
So
Can I get on the sue
The sue
action?
thing?
I need
Yeah,
some
I-
extra.
Well, you
fat
figure
for-
you sue enough people, you're bound to win something. You know? But anyways, the whole thing is, you know, Bernie, we saw him at Madison Square Garden, you know, so it was just like, and, you know, Rand passed away down in Florida, so they were working their way up towards the East Coast, you know, so, and we were all psyched to have this.
He's so loud.
He's snoring.
Wake him up.
Commando's snoring.
We all had the tickets to go see him at the Garden, so, you know, but it sucked, 'cause we were all freaking out when Randy passed away, so it was just,
Yeah.
but Bernie was awesome, and then we saw, then I saw him not too long after that when Jake was in the band. We saw him at the Bark at the Moon.
Hey Zach,
We saw him
I
on the
think he better
Bark at
get
the
the
Moon
baby.
tour. We saw him on the Bark at the Moon tour with Motley Crue. And, you know,
wait, hold on. His eyes are open. And
You know,
he's
maybe keep
snoring.
in mind, because part 3, people want to come back like,
he's
they'll just have a baby.
Yeah, come on, Zach. We got Zakk Zloz out here, another future star. Okay, take your brother because he's making too much noise. He's snoring with his eyes open.
Oh my God.
And do it like that because he was having a good time, Zach. I get that all night long from him. He's
Zach, aren't you
snoring
glad you
all-
didn't keep him?
Well, he would have been eaten up by one of your other
no,
dogs.
Yeah.
Barb's got this other dog now, you know, Mia, the little pug that's in that video, the Overlord video. And that dog sleeps on Barb's head, sleeps on top of the pillows, you know. But I mean, like last night, she's just sitting up, just ripping them. She's just sitting there.
Doesn't-
The best was they're blaming me the other day. They're going, "Oh, you
Daddy
dog!" I go,
farted.
"It ain't me. It's the damn dog." You know,
And they're
they
the
think it's
worst.
this giant Rottweiler. No, it's this little thing that she's smaller than Commando, man.
It's the dog. It's a pug. Does it have a punched-in face like him?
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
That's
Well,
what they have.
that dog will start snoring. Trust me. They have breathing.
I know they do. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
the dogs are snoring all the time. I think it's Barb snoring.
Yeah, right. and the snoring continues. So, anyway, what were we
So
talking
wait, he was in the middle
of
of
Jake?
Randy.
Oh yeah, no, it was Jake. We saw him with Jake on the Bark at the Moon tour, and Jake was amazing guitar.
Jake was
you know.
great.
Jake's awesome, man. And then the Badlands thing and all that stuff. You know.
How did it transpire with you and Ozzy? So.
No, I just a guy named Dave Feld seen me playing in a little club in New Jersey, Close Encounters, and then he was like, "Oh, dude, do you ever think about auditioning for Ozzy?" And the funny thing was, Barb at the time, because Ozzy was on Howard Stern, talking about, "Oh yeah, well, you know, I think I'm going to be auditioning guitar players and blah blah blah," you know, and it's just like, well, how the hell am I going to get in touch? You know, I don't know these guys. I don't know the guys in Led Zeppelin. I don't know the guys. You know, that's the first thing I said to Dave. He was like, "Oh, dude, do you ever think about auditioning for Ozzy?" I was like, "Oh, you know the guys in Zeppelin and Jethro Tull, you know everybody, right? You know, it's just like, go have another drink, you know what I mean?"
Right.
But no, he was just like, I know Mark Weiss up in New York, and Mark's another, you know, Neil's known Mark forever, so it just.
And your wife used to work with Mark.
Yeah, and Barb worked for Mark. Well, after I got, you know, Mark was the one that got the tape. I got the tape to Dave, who gave it to Mark.
Okay.
You know, because he was shooting Ozzy that weekend or something like that. But I ran up to go see Ozzy. They said, "Oh, well, dude, he might be at the you know, doing photos with Mark tonight or whatever." Anyways, I raced up to the city at the Empire State Building, because that's where Mark's office was, at the top of the building. And Ozzy, I missed him by about an hour. I guess he went out drinking with Andre the Giant, and I remember Ozzy telling me about that story. He goes, "Oh, dude, I remember going out with him that night. You know, they got hammered." But yeah, so, you know, I just figured, I just wanted to get it.
So they already auditioned people at this point, or no?
No, I guess, you know, just, you know, not at this point. But all I remember is, you know, Ozzy, it was the funniest thing, because Ozzy said, when he first met me, you know, because Ozzy was like, Zakk, I didn't go through any of the boxes. All I remember is picking up your picture. And I just looked at it, I go, "Oh, look at that kid, he must really like Randy Rhoads." You know what I mean? He goes, "Oh, look at him, he digs Randy Rhoads." And, you know, he didn't think anything of it. And when I came out here, when I auditioned, Ozzy he was like, "Have we ever met before or anything?" And I go, "No," you know. Like maybe he saw me yelling and screaming at the Spectrum, you know, at the guard, you know.
Or he could have remembered your face from the picture.
But that's what he said. He goes, "Actually, Zakk, that's however," I was like, "I've seen you before," you know what I mean? He goes, because I go, "Yeah, look at little," he goes, "Oh, look at that cute little kid, he like Randy Rhoads," you know. So, but no, so yeah, it's funny, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it was funny when I came out to audition, you know, all these other guys, because they were older than me and stuff like that, because I was 19, but, you know, they were all just like, you know, I would have gave my left ball to have the gig, you know, just because I'm such a huge fan.
Right.
You know, still am, man. So it just like.
So did you give it?
No, but all I remember is, yes, I did.
Okay.
But
I only got one ball.
Yes. It works okay. I got three Bambinos, right?
Yeah, you spit them out.
Yeah. I can also still bathe Barb and, you know, Black Label Peter North Conquest. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Good old Pete North, huh?
Yes, he's the man. Amazing diet.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I was a lot of protein. But what I was gonna say, yeah. But I mean, half the guys that were there, they were just like, "Oh, dude, I hear the gig pays pretty well," or just, you know, like they weren't even Sabbath fans or Randy fans or Jake. You know, I mean,
they just wanted a gig.
Right.
Well, to them it was just another pain. You know,
Right,
hopefully, you know,
just a
I
gig.
can get some fame out of it and do something else. But they were, you know, it wasn't because they loved the music or anything like that. You know, I mean, I was just like, like you guys.
But you love the music,
Yeah,
and you're a big
without a
Ozzy
doubt.
fanatic, a Randy
Yeah,
fanatic.
without a doubt. I mean, it was the ultimate band for me to be in. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Little baby brother.
Yes.
Do you remember the first time we met? Because I don't, but I remember the first time we actually worked together here where we're sitting. When you started carving the Rebel at the table and went on the roof and did that shot with the sunset.
Well, I'm sure it was probably for some Ozzy stuff.
No, it was for Guitar World. I think they hired me back then, and we shot. Yeah, I think sitting on a floor.
But it was Ozzy stuff, though.
Yeah, you were an Ozzy, definitely.
Yeah,
It was
it was
87, 80. I think I shot a cover Guitar World with you.
Okay, well then, yeah, it had to be with the boss then. You know what I mean? So with Ozzy.
Well, that was, yeah, you know, maybe it was more like 89 because then it was shortly after that you and Ozzy came in by yourselves. We shot you on some orange backdrop and you had the big bells and you were the sweet little young.
But did Ozzy have a suit on and stuff like that? Because I remember that.
No, he didn't have a suit on, but I don't know. I remember what you had on. I don't remember what Ozzy had on, but I remember he had those little round John Lennon glasses.
Totally.
But that was 1990. We did the shoot with you, but before that was me and you by ourselves. We must have hit it off good because you came back for more, and then we did the shoot with Ozzy, and then
No, I came back because, you know.
And
drugs and the chicks, man.
no drugs, no drugs. Chicks maybe, but
Sex, the drugs, and the rock and roll.
But then you came back in '90, remember, with Mike Inez and Randy Castillo.
Okay, yeah, with the guys.
And do you remember that was the time when Ozzy, he picked up that compressed air, he sort of looked at it, and he put it in your ear, and he went like that. Do you remember that?
Just us being a bunch of idiots, probably. So,
well, you were pissed off. You were mad.
I'm sure probably well done. It was probably in my ear, man. It probably.
Well, yeah, it was compressed air. He like looked at it, like he put it right up to your ear. You were talking to like Sandy, and he went up and stuck it in here and pulled the trigger, and you were not too pleased.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And then you had the shirt on that said "Fuck Iran."
Oh yeah.
Which I think you got some
well,
slack
the hostages
for.
and stuff like that, man. So you know,
So,
fuck, it was Iraq or something.
right. So that was '91, and then after that, I think there was a few more Ozzy, and then there was Pride and Glory.
Yeah. We started doing the P&G stuff. I remember we did photo shooting here.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Zakk is in Zloz Hour. Go over there and get the. I want to show that to. Oh, so Tommy, go over there for a sec.
Oh, the smash fiddle?
Yeah, I want you, maybe you can
You
tell.
haven't
No.
hung
So
that up? I mean, we gotta get
hold
you
on,
the
I'm gonna get off
Yeah.
camera. Keep on rolling. Talk to Sandy.
Isn't it freezing in here? Thank God I have my BLS gear on.
See, I'm telling you, it keeps you warm.
Represent Bleed Black Label.
Yes, there you go.
So Zakk, what else? Everything's good,
Talking,
huh?
You don't need
Yeah.
me. Everybody tells me to shut up anyway. I talk too
I
much.
know. Do you notice?
So then-
do you
so then-
notice Neil's comments on the show that he talks too much?
You know what I'm gonna do? I gotta buy you a guitar hanger. for
Neil,
that
do you
thing,
give
man.
a fuck?
We have a couple. I like it. In
Hey
here.
Neil, do you really care when people rate those bad comments?
Okay,
No.
I confess, it's always me.
Yeah, it
Underrated.
is. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's Jeff, the
Do you
director.
remember this thing?
Let me see if this thing's fixable.
It is fixable, but I don't want to fix it. But me and Zakk were just, as in Zakk's Zloz Hour, we're just looking at these on eBay. They go for a lot of money, but I
Oh,
wouldn't.
this thing here? Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm digging the tuning.
well, so we're doing a photo shoot, and we're a little intoxicated, and we got done with the photo shoot, and I went to move a light, and this big reflector fell right on this guitar. He looks at me, he's like, dude, I'm like, Zakk, don't worry, man, I got insurance. He goes, that's a $1,000 guitar.
No, this is about
But I got you a
$3,000.
check for like, I think $2,200 or something for this thing.
Yeah, I went out and I got some hookers and some blow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like I said, man, hot chicks, hot cars, rock
Still
and roll.
born.
Drugs, alcohol. As Bond would say, diamonds and dust. Poor man, last
Man, that's
rich
what got me
man.
into music, man.
How's this thing sound?
Well, it did sound good.
Before I broke it, you mean? Actually, some people did play it. It sounded pretty good.
No, it's not. Well, you gotta
Yeah,
get, you know,
play it,
I mean,
Zakk.
we could probably get this thing. I know Maddie could probably definitely fix
I
it.
don't want it fixed. I think it's
Well, I
got
think it adds
character.
to its charm.
It's got character, but anyway. So we did break this. It is Zakk
And he was
Wylde
listening
photo.
to Appetite for Destruction. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't remember
That's
that.
what.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason why. 'Cause you had an appetite for
What's-
destruction.
That's right.
What is this?
What's
It's
that?
another
It
scratch.
looks like bubble gum.
Oh, that's more destruction.
More
More
than well. There was some good. We're pretty brutal here. Put it down there, Sandy. Get on your
Got
knees.
it. Get on your knees. See how he treats
On your
Zakk?
knees, woman.
See how he
So
treats
anyway, so it was Pride and
They
Glory.
supposed to go,
No respect.
So Pride and Glory for a while.
yes.
And there's a lot of Pride and Glory fans out there that love those albums.
But no, we had it. I mean, Pride and Glory, we had a great time, man. Because I mean, that was.
Was it Tishy or he
That was
wasn't?
Brian Tishy. Originally, when we started, it was Greg D'Angelo, James Lorenzo, and myself. Because what we did when White Lion was out opening up for Ozzy at the time, and we just used to hang out all the time. You know, we
Greg
all
was
like the
cool.
same music. You know, Zeppelin, Sabbath, and you know, Hendrix, Cream, all the Allmans, Skinner, Bad Company, all all classic rock stuff. So what we used to do when we got back off the road. Even when we were on the road, just go out to clubs and jam. And it
You
was
and
just-
Greg
yeah.
and James Lomenzo?
Yeah, and it was just a three-piece, so we'd be able to solo forever, because whether I was singing or J-Mo was singing, we'd do ZZ Top or whatever, and just like, you do the song and then just keep jamming for about a half an hour after that, like the Allman Brothers. So, I
Right.
mean, no, it was just like, it was like Cream on steroids, you know what I mean? Just jamming and jamming and jamming, so, but, it was born from that, and then it turned into Pride and Glory, and then Brian came in and joined the band, so Brian Tishy. and it was-
Why did Greg split? Was it a
no,
problem?
No, it was just, they were just, I mean, at that point, you know, it's just a whole bunch of garbage going on. So it was just, but eventually, you know, so we got Brian in there because there's no sense. I mean, unless I don't really audition people because I already know guys that are amazing, that are super cool guys that are amazing musicians. So, you know, there's no need to be sitting here auditioning 800 guys.
How'd you find your boy from Pittsburgh?
Nick I found on the internet, so we ended up, that's how we ended up getting Nick.
Evil twin?
Yeah, so I was
He
doing
lives
the
5
acoustic
minutes
thing.
away from me in Pittsburgh.
Wow, well, there you
Yeah.
go. And you slept with Nick as well.
I slept with him like
Many
5
times.
times.
Okay, well, there you
Yeah.
go, so, you know.
And his pet Labrador retriever.
Yeah, and his dog.
And a threesome.
Hey, listen, like we said, it's a family thing.
It's a
right?
family
It's
thing.
a
You guys have to
That's
understand.
Black Label, baby. But no, but Nick, yeah, he just wrote me that stuff when I was doing after P&G, after we ran out of beer funds with Pride and Glory. I did that acoustic record, Book of Shadows, and then, so it was just me and Nick doing acoustic gigs.
Right.
So it was just like, you know, we did like 16,000 miles in an Astro van, the 4 of us, you know. My buddy Dave, who's a painter and MacGyver you know, at our house and stuff. It was actually a lawn guy. He was our landscaper. Dave actually went out on the road with us. It was Dave setting up everything. And he, like I said, he could, you know, MacGyver anything. He could just fix anything that was broken, he could fix. And then,
Wait, is this
Then
the
we got a
beginning of
tour
BLS, or are you
no,
talking
it was just the 4 of us
Just-
going around in an Astro van, playing in clubs, doing acoustic
Acoustic.
shows. Me and
Before
Nick.
BLS.
Yeah, that was the Book of Shadows thing. And then after that, it was just Black Label started in '98. You know, I just started. That's when we started doing the heavy riffs and stuff like that, and the metal stuff. But I mean, that's when Black Label was born in '98.
So who was it, Lamenzo?
Originally, no. When we went out, it was JD was first out.
Oh,
when we
JD
went out.
was?
Yeah,
Okay.
JD, and you know, JD's back in the band now. I mean, the unique situation with Black Label is, you know, as I said, it's just one gigantic brotherhood. So the whole thing is, whether guys could make more money playing with Celine Dion or any other band, I'm just saying, where it's just like, Zakk, I'm going to go out and do this, or Zakk, you know, I'm going to take a break from the road for a little while. My wife's pregnant or whatever. I'm just going to chill out for. I just want to get off the road. It's like, oh, dude, you can always come back. You know what I mean? So, yeah, because I mean, it's just like JD was playing and JD was leaving because he was doing some other stuff after that. And JMO came in, and then Robert Trujillo was playing with us for a bit, and then after that, SOB Stephen Gibb was playing with us. Then
It was about 2000, I remember. At the,
and then JMO
Ozfest.
came back, and then after that, you know, James went and jammed with Megadeth. So, you know, just like James was out with Megadeth, and then now, you know, then JD came back in the fold. So it's just,
That's cool
everybody's
that you
always
do
working
that.
or doing something. So, you know, it's just like, I mean, with Black Label, no one's ever been fired or quit. It's
Yeah.
just like, you know, it's just like, dude, I'm going to take a break. All right, no problem, man. You know, I mean, it's just
What's
like, so
great
whenever we
about that-
see each other, everybody's hanging out.
Yeah, that's good because some people in your position, if someone goes and plays with another band when they're on hiatus, they have a problem with that.
I
You
guess,
know,
but
and
I
it's
mean,
like
you
you
know,
gotta
it's like me
feed
with
your
Barbara.
family. You know.
You know, I don't mind her having sex with other guys because,
Yeah.
you know, she's always happy and, you know, I can't thank the guy enough when I get home.
Exactly.
You know? She's not yelling at me, that's all that matters.
So when you first started before BLS, okay, that your records were a bit different, which I love your original ones, but I have to say that I like your BLS records better. They're a little heavier, but
Okay.
I still like the original stuff a lot.
What do you mean, Pride and Glory?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, do you think that you'll ever go back and do a more mellow now that you've?
Well, yeah, I think, well, we're actually getting ready, I think in January, we're talking about doing like an unblackened thing, you know, like the Black Label unblackened, like the whole acoustic thing.
Yeah,
A set of like old songs and everything like that, for a DVD, a live DVD.
nice.
Because we've done two of the ones with the live footage, you know, like over in Paris, the, you know, Doom Troop and the European Invasion, and the one over in Detroit. But, you know, at Harpo's, where they drank the place out of booze, but I mean, the Detroit chapter, so, yeah, it was hysterical. But I mean, so we're talking about doing an unplugged thing, you know, like an unblackened thing, so, yeah, but definitely, because I love the mellow stuff.
Yeah,
Just as much as I love the heavy stuff, you know. I mean, put it this way, you know, like when we're sitting in the submarine, you know, the tour bus for about 16 hours. I'm not blasting my brains out with, you know, with
exactly.
a wall. After I got done playing with a wall of Marshall behind me, I want to hear the mellow stuff, you know. When I'm
Yeah.
listening to Elton John, Neil Young, Crowded House, or you know, listen to Motown stuff, Marvin Gaye and stuff. You know, just like
Right,
you know, I don't want to listen to heavy metal when I'm, you know,
exactly.
when I'm trying to chill out. So, No, that's what I said. So I mean, I love doing the mellow stuff too, sitting behind the piano.
Well, in this
doing
river,
acoustic
it's
stuff.
like, I mean, honestly, when I first heard that song, I totally bawled because he wrote that about dying, you know, and that to me went back to a little bit to the original
the
stuff.
shadow stuff and everything like that,
Yeah.
the mellow stuff. But yeah, like I said, I just, like as much as I love listening to, with Zeppelin, you could listen to Black Dog. I love it when they do Going to California, you know what I mean? So mellow stuff as well.
Right.
Is there anything you want to tell me?
I want to give you a kiss.
I don't want to bring up anything sad, but you were so close with dying.
Well,
I mean,
don't worry
that-
about anything sad.
Yeah, because he's
Okay, go ahead. I'm
See,
sad enough already.
See,
How
I'm
did that
being
affect-
quiet.
I'm sad and violently ill all at the same time.
And I'm being quiet today because everybody says I should shove a sock in my mouth. So
Nuh-uh. Who
I'm gonna let
cares what
these
they
two.
say?
Just keep
Neil.
looking at Buddha over there, okay?
We don't care what they say.
So I don't either.
Dime, your relationship with Dime.
Yes.
I know that affected you. Were you sitting down when you wrote that? Just because
No,
it's
actually,
so
I wrote
beautiful.
River. I wrote in this river before Dime passed away. So you know, I mean, before that whole thing went down. But I remember after it all went
But the
down.
video concept.
No, but I mean, you know, with the song, I go that's Dime's song now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because that's what I wrote the song about. It's just like life in general. You know what I mean? So it's just no, it's just all the darkness everybody goes through in life. You know what I mean? You have the good
Right.
times, you got the bad times, man. So you know, nobody gets out alive, man. So it's just but you know, with the lyrics and everything like that. So it was just like there's just you know, at the time when it all went down, it was just like we were laying down to rest. That's you know, and then I just got the you know the concept for the video and everything like that. And then, you know, we got the two little guys and everything like that, the little Dime and the little Zakk. But I mean, it's hysterical because you know my son Hendrix, he's 8. He just goes, "Hey mom, look at this video. This is when Daddy and Uncle Dime, when they were little guys." Like he really thinks it was us when we were that little.
Oh, that's great.
Actually, people actually
It
come up
does,
to
though, yeah.
no, because we showed Dime. You know, I told Reed, I go, I don't remember me and Dime being this good looking when we were in City, man. But no, it's just like people actually have asked, like you know, because we'll play the video like when we're playing live. We do,
Right.
you know, we do a tribute to Dime every night. So. But the whole thing is, people were like, "Is that Dime and Zakk when they were that?" Yeah, me and Dime had, me and Dime had hair down to here. You know, when
Pretty
we were-
boys.
Yeah, when we're 10 years old, 9 years old.
That's great.
Oh man.
Hey, have you seen our buddy Edward lately? Isn't Edward
Father Van Halen? I have not seen Edward.
You know, as a matter of fact, my next book I'm doing is an Edward Van Halen.
Yes, I remember you were
And I
telling
need
me
a
about that.
quote from you for the book, but Eddie's actually working on the
Well, you
book.
could just put the greatest, and
Well, that's what you're gonna have to put. I mean, but you know.
Eddie after Eruption, I'm better than everybody. Then after Spanish Fly, I just proved it again. I smoke you all.
Well, he was pretty much a trendsetter, and I know he's
I
influenced.
love him, hands down, man,
I am.
without a doubt.
And I had dinner with him about 8 months ago. It was a pleasure seeing him and everything.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was new Ed, like the old.
new Ed.
The new Ed, not the old Ed. So the new Ed, no, but Ed's doing good.
Cool, awesome. That's all that matters, man.
So maybe we'll do a photo shoot with you and him one
Without a
day.
doubt, he's my hero.
So,
Who are your heroes, Zach?
Well, yeah, I mean, me and Dime, we love, Eddie, Randy, all the guys. I mean, like how Ed had, for him it was Hendrix and, you had Page, Clapton, and Beck, and, those are the guys that came before Eddie and Randy and stuff like that. And, they were the next wave of guys that came in, it just like blew the doors open, you know what I mean? So it was just like, those guys, Eddie, hands down, I mean, just inspired everyone in my genre, you know what I mean?
Right.
well, he sort of just changed the whole face. There was pre-Ed and there was after
Right,
Ed.
he didn't, I mean, he didn't bring guitar like a couple years into the future. I mean, he like blasted it, catapulted it, I mean, it was like, when Jimi Hendrix came in, it was just like, it was like it turned into a Model T Ford to like a dragster. And when Eddie came in, it just turned into a jet airplane. I mean, he advanced it, that guitar playing that much. It was
Well, it's funny.
mind-blowing.
It's funny how many, like Jimi Hendrix, there were Jimi Hendrix clones that, like I loved Frank Marino, Mahogany at Rush.
Oh, yeah, well, Frank,
And
technique,
Robin
yeah.
Trower, that was a little
Totally.
But how many Eddie Van Halen clones are there? That,
Well, yeah, I mean, as soon as Ed came out, but just his tone and everything, but I mean, no one can ever take away. I mean, all the great players, it's their feel. You know what I mean? Because even like Frank Marino and Robin Trout, even though they're inspired by Jimi Hendrix, both of those guys have their own voices. You know what I mean? I mean, I could tell both of those guys instantly because of their technique and their feel, and you know.
Well, that's how people.
I mean, everybody's inspired
Yeah.
or influenced by somebody else. Jimi Hendrix didn't just wake up one day and become Jimi Hendrix.
Right.
He got it from all the guys that came before him, and you know, it's a beautiful thing. Like the Beatles got it from the Everly Brothers and all this Elvis and all the stuff that came before them. So, like I said, when we're talking about history, that's a beautiful thing about music. You know what I mean? And how it evolves into what it is. You know, Guns N' Roses got it from Aerosmith, the punk stuff, and the Rolling Stones. You know what I mean? So, and then they turned it into their, you know, morphed into their own thing. You know what I mean? You're always gonna end up having your own thing. You know, but it's awesome because you have passion and you're always a fan of music. You know what I mean?
And you're part of that whole clique, so, I mean, with your classical guitar playing and your heavy sound, how, as far as the classical side of it, did you take lessons, did you?
Well, yeah, I took classical lessons for a bit, you know, because then I got inspired because of Randy, you know, because Randy he started just really getting heavy into classical guitar, so I just thought that was the coolest thing, you know, because Randy was doing it, so I wanted to check it out, so, but, you know, I love Elton John, I love, you know, like I said, Neil Young and everything, you know, they're huge influences and they inspire me, you know, just like hearing their music, it's like, oh, dude, it'd be cool if we did a song like that, you know. So whether I sit behind the piano or, you know, even write some old stuff, you know. But, and with the heavy stuff, it's always, you know, Sabbath, you know. I still listen to those records all the time. Those are my, you know, that's my favorite music, so.
Good music, sort of timeless anyway. I listen to all the old stuff.
Without a doubt, it's like what I said, I mean, it's great production, great songwriting, great everything. That's the reason why it stands the test of time.
Have you by any chance heard Slash's new record?
Yeah, I think it's great.
I love it. I think it's great. Miles Kennedy, there's one song, I think it's called Going Back to Cali. I don't know if you know any of this.
I don't know all the names of the songs, but I mean, you know, I've checked the record out when I got it. I still got it with me, but I mean, it's just, Slash is playing great.
Well, Slash is great, and he's got his own unique, you know,
exactly.
sound.
So that's what I'm saying, but you know, Slash is inspired by all the guys that I've been inspired by, you know. And Slash has his own thing, and you know, everybody's got their own thing, you know. Everybody, you know, you only got, you know, you got a pentatonic scale and a diatonic scale, and you got, you know, an A chord. Everybody plays them different, you know what I mean? Whether it's Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, Slash, Eddie Van Halen, you know, that's what makes music so awesome. You know what I mean?
Right. You're such a part of your fans. Do you ever hang out with the Texas chapter or the West Virginia chapter?
Yeah, well, we do I mean, we have you know, the family gatherings, you know, the meet and greets at every gig.
Nice.
So, you know, we have the Black Label Order come down, and so, no, it's great, man.
See, but one of your biggest problems is you never say no to anybody. You're like the nicest, sweetest guy. Invite everybody on the tour bus.
That's okay.
I wouldn't want to be Mark, your tour manager, Mark Ferguson.
Well,
he must have his hands.
Well, the drinking days was, I mean, that was even a more of an insane asylum. But no, I mean, we have it down at the venues. We all go down to the venues, and like I said, have the big. The family Black Label gathering, so you know everybody gets down there. I mean, that's what it really is. It's just one gigantic family gathering. So you know, whether you're seeing the Kansas family, you know, you're seeing the Minnesota family, you're seeing, you know, the Cleveland family, you know. So it's just everybody, you know, it's just a family get together, and then everybody just hangs out for a bit, and we got a shot in front of the stage, everybody, you know. So, yeah, the dysfunctional Black Label family in front of us. So, oh, it's cool, man.
Hey, so unfortunately, I missed it, but how was the Wiltern gig last Friday? Was it a good LA?
It was awesome, and the reason why it was even more awesome
because I wasn't
you
there. Well, me and Zakk were going to go, but the last time the Wiltern, I cannot stand the Wiltern Theater. I never want to go.
Well, I got news for you, buddy boy.
What?
They don't like you too much either.
Does anybody like me?
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, yeah, thanks, lover. So anyway, so what's your plans? So you're off. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. In case you guys don't know when we film this, we could show this like next year, but we're gonna pop this on soon. But tomorrow's Thanksgiving, is spend it with the family, I imagine.
Yeah, so I mean, we're taking, you know, the Black Label Armada's taking a, you know, we shut it down just for, everyone's going home for the holidays, obviously Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then, you know, we're gonna start firing up the, you know, the Black Label.
Firing up the Viking.
No, we start firing, yeah, exactly. We start firing it up again over in
Europe.
Over in England. This tour starts over there in February.
Nice.
The first week in February. So we're probably gonna do that unplugged thing probably sometime in January. So, you know, the work never ends. Like I said, you know.
Are you gonna film that at a live gig, or are you just gonna go into a studio and do
Well,
it?
I'm not letting you know where we're filming it.
Well,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
let you
find
know
out
where we're doing it
anyway.
or when.
I'm gonna find out anyway. Commando's gonna find out.
Oh, I'm sure.
Maybe we can mic him snoring on the thing.
Bart does it all the time whenever I'm singing or jamming, when I'm pounding away.
How is my little baby sister doing? You guys are getting along good these days, right?
Yeah, you know, I just keep, you know, bathing her.
Yeah, okay. I've seen your little
In conquest.
jacuzzi tub. I've seen that thing. That's the love tub.
The love tub.
It looks pretty good too. I thought
I'm not bathing her with the tub, I'm bathing her with something.
So we'll leave that to your sick
That's why at
man.
least 500 grams of protein a day.
That's
Okay.
So anything else you want to
Barb
talk
says
about?
the same thing.
Hey, you got any new Gibson models out, by the way?
Yeah, the little guy right here.
Yeah. Hold on. Where's the case for that? I want to show the case. Do you
Oh,
have-
the little thing with Hendrix on it?
Yeah. I was like looking at that.
It's cold here, by the way. It's like 30 degrees.
You have some
Feel my
good-
nose.
I want to feel something else. You got some good goosebumps?
Yeah, you got little Hender
Yeah.
Rose with his Kurt Cobain
Let me
haircut.
feel your nose here.
Feel it. Isn't it
Well,
cold?
I got long underwear on under it. It's freezing in
What are
here.
you
It is
getting chilly over
freezing.
there, kid?
Chilly. I'm
Yeah.
not. What's in here? Is there an amp in here, Jeff?
Yeah,
So,
there's a Marshall amp in there, man.
There's Mr.
Look at this
Zakk.
thing.
And here's Zack's son. You know, it looks like Barb. Hendrix looks like Barb.
Oh, that's badass.
You got this ass-kicking Marshall amp, man.
That thing, how much, what is this, 200 watts?
Yes, it's like
Here,
an old
we got
Richie
this.
Blackmore 200 watt
I like that. Richard
Amp.
Blackmore, 200 watts. Does it go up to 11 or 12?
11.
Okay, good. So anyway, when did this come out? I never seen this before.
It just came out just a couple days ago.
I don't know.
So
Well,
Guitar Center's carrying
I think
everything,
Jeff's
so
got the
obviously-
very first one. I know you probably sold a few thousand. This is good. Does the sync sound good?
Yeah, yeah.
Battery
You can
operated?
actually jam through the thing, yeah. And the guitar, you can play on this thing.
Well,
I mean, it's killer. Inside of jamming on it. I mean,
I was
yeah,
looking
but
at
it's a
that.
little practice guitar,
I
man,
was
backstage.
Pick that up for a second. I was looking at. Is this like for like young kids? Like
No, this is for JD.
it's about his size, huh?
Yes.
Do they make the JD bass?
No, we'll work on that one.
Aye.
That's next.
Nice ring. I never saw that before. How's it sound? Is it in
It's
tune?
awesome, man. These things play great as well, man. I dig them.
Who's it made for JD?
There's JD always goes, "Hey, jackass, when are you gonna give me one of the real ones?" You know. I said, "Dude, I'm gonna give you one of these." He says,
You gave Zakk one. You gave him a bullseye. You gave him yeah, it's an Epiphone too. You gave him an
Yeah.
Epiphone. And you know what? So for 2 months before you gave him the Epiphone, I bought him for Christmas a Les Paul guitar. So you know, he took lessons and shit. And then after that, he's like, "Hey Dan, I think I want to sell one of my guitars." I'm like, "Which one do you want to sell?" "Oh, the one you bought me." So he's got the one you gave him, the bullseye Les Paul, and he sold that one up there that he's holding with Slash. So
"Okay."
so he liked the one.
Father
you
Slash fiddle up there as well. Good.
Yeah, we got everybody. He knows everybody, the kid. He's got command of their snoring. Are they
Hey, I gotta be honest with you, man. To be married to Barbara Streisand, that takes a very unique man to be married to fucking. But no, I'm just saying, she's the fucking shit, man. I'm just saying.
Right. Star is Born.
Is he still married to her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still married and they have their fucking kids and everything like that. But I mean, I'm just saying, obviously they get along great. You know what I
Right.
mean? But what I'm just saying is like, she ain't gonna take no shit from fucking any. Who the fuck is she gonna bow down? You know,
Yeah.
like go fuck yourself. You know, she'd be like, dude, I can be with anybody I want.
Yeah.
You know, and second off, I don't need any of your piss ass fucking money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking
Hey.
Barbara. No,
Yeah.
put it this way. I'm not Barbara Streisand. I'm Barbara.